Hello my book friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today we are going to be discussing The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the sequel to the Origin series, the sequel to The Darkest Star, which came out last year. Guys, a lot of people say that like second book syndrome, like that's a thing, that like a lot of times the second book isn't as good as the first book. But let me just tell you, this one knocked my socks off. This has got to be one of my favorite sequels that I've ever read to a book. Jennifer Armentrout, she knows what she's doing, and she did a smashing good job on this sequel. I could not put this book down. There were so many twists and turns and just so many new developments that happened, and like the plot twist at the end that I could see coming, but still was just like having it confirmed was just like, you know. So we have a lot to talk about, and I don't really want to spoil anyone who hasn't read this book or that book. So if you haven't read The Darkest Star yet, let me just tell you, The Darkest Star is the continuation series to the Lux series, which I'm sure like a lot of people have read by now. The Lux series is one of my favorites, like sci-fi, paranormal books that I've ever read. It's one of my all-time most treasured series. And if you've read that, then you need to read The Darkest Star. It's just really good. Trust me. I have a book review on it. I will leave that link down in the description box below if you want to go check that out. But for those who have yet to read the sequel, but have read The Darkest Star, let me just tell you, okay? We learn a lot more about Luke, and we learn a lot more about Evie in this book. There's so many twists and turns, like I said. There's so many like mysteries, and we find out so much more about certain characters, and you know, you won't be bored. I was so enthralled by this book. There were so many just like new developments, and as you can see, I tabbed a lot of stuff. So we got a lot to talk about. I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. If that's telling you anything, I highly enjoyed it. I loved it, and I can't wait for the third book. So that's all I'm gonna say for the non-spoilery section. So if you don't want to be spoiled, which you don't, come on, you don't want to do that to yourself, then go read the book and come back so we can discuss it together. Now, coming back to this book, it was still hard for me not to say Luke's name like Luce. I don't know why, but like even in the Lux series, I just called him Luce, but it's pronounced Luke. And as I'm reading it in my head, I kept finding moments where I would pronounce it loose. So I don't know why I even brought that up, but it's still a problem for me. I don't know why. Wow, guys, like literally so many things happen in this book. There was not one boring part. Sometimes you can read a book and there's like some moments in the book where it's like kind of slow, and you know, you're just like dragging yourself on to get to like the really exciting parts, but like every single part in this book was exciting, and I just loved it so much. Especially Luke. I loved Luke and Evie in this book. Like their relationship just like progressed so much. Like they just learned more about each other, and like I loved seeing his determination to keep Evie safe, and like his just like devotion to her, because like we've never really seen Luke like that before. Like in the Lux series, he was kind of distant, kind of sassy, just very like, I wouldn't say unemotional, because he, you know, but like also kind of unemotional. He's a very tough character. Like you can't really tell what he's thinking, and it's kind of ironic since he can always tell what you're thinking because he can read thoughts, which I wish I had that for a superpower. Luke has always been one of those characters where I just feel like no one can beat him, because he's so strong, and like he presents himself in this way that like no one can beat me, don't even try, don't waste your time. So just seeing this character who's like so strong and so like, we've never really seen him have a relationship like this, and then to see him be so like devoted and like so in love, and it's just so cute. I love every moment of it. Okay, first I want to talk about April, that character. I hated her from the beginning, and she just got even worse. Yeah, I mean, she was kind of a monster, literally. So there's this like whole mutation thing that was introduced in this book, kind of introduced in the last book. I knew that the Lux weren't the ones that were killing off people. It was these mutated humans that are kind of a cross between Aram and Lux, and they're not human, they're something else. And like whenever Evie's eyes, like, so Evie's one of them, which like I did not see that coming at all. It was like kind of out of the blue, but at the beginning of the book she kept getting like dizzy, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Like I thought, like, is she getting like cancer again? Like, is this something that's gonna come back to like haunt us. But no, she's actually mutating. Her eyes turn like black with like little like I think little speck of white in it. Like I can't really picture it, but like whatever I'm picturing in my head is really demonic and really scary. And I watch a lot of like movies about hauntings, and like I watch Ghost Adventures all the time, and so like my imagination just like went out the window, and I was really scared every single time she would talk about her eyes like being all black and stuff. Like, oh, time to call a priest, Evie, you know, get some holy water in there. Somebody bring out the Bible. Evie's eyes are black. I don't know what's gonna happen to her. I don't know how we're gonna fix this like at all, because she's already mutating, and it seems like there's not really anything that we can do to help. I don't know, maybe she'll end up dying. Like, we don't want that to happen because she's like our main character, and like I hate it when authors kill off our main characters. I don't like that. And I don't want Luke to die. I don't want any of our characters to die. But like, I don't know how we're gonna solve this at all. I'm assuming this is a trilogy. I don't know if it's a series because I haven't like looked it up on Goodreads, but I'm assuming it's a trilogy. So I don't know how we're gonna conclude this in just one more book. So I'm hoping it's a series, because the thing, we don't just have like Evie's situation and the Daedalus project to fix. There's also all of the bad stuff that's happening to like the Lux in the world now that like everyone knows that the Lux are living amongst us. There's a lot of hatred and stuff that is going on, and I just hate that. And I want to see that like more resolved. So I feel like we still have more to build up, and I'm hoping that this is a series just like the Lux series. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, April. Did anyone see that coming? Like, no. I did not. I just thought she was not a very good person, and you know, someone needed to slap her across the face. Like every single time she opened her mouth, like, oh my god, like just rolled my eyes. My eyes just went in the back of my head. I despised her character, and then she walked into that bathroom and like triggered Evie's like mutated thing inside of her, which I don't understand. Is there something inside of her, like something else inside of her? Like, is there a creature living inside of her, or is it her? Because whenever she freaked out on everyone at the very end of the book, like she almost killed Luke and Damon, which we don't want that to happen to Damon because Damon's about to be a father. Kat is pregnant. She's about to give birth. I honestly was like, oh my god, what if Kat like gives birth at the end of this book, like right when we show up? But like, that didn't happen. But like, we're definitely gonna see it in the third book. Like that's gonna happen because like the way we're seeing it, Kat is very pregnant, which I just love seeing Damon and Kat. I know I'm getting off topic right now, but like I love seeing Damon and Kat. Like they're so cute. And I like, after I finished this book, I went back and like reread the first book in the series, the Lux series, and the second book when their relationship started like forming. And it's just so weird like reading like their books when they weren't even like really together, and then when they first started getting together and they were like teenagers, and now like Kat's pregnant and they're married, and it's just so sweet. I love it so much. I hope we see more of like their characters. So when she was fighting Luke, it seemed like she kind of had like an out-of-body experience, and it said at one point that there was something screaming inside of her, which I'm thinking was the real Evie or the real Nadia. Another thing that I really want to see, I want to see more of Evie become Nadia again, because like Evie's really not her. Sylvia gave her that new identity, which I don't really know why she gave her that identity, since when she was being mutated, she was being trained by Jason Dasher. We'll get into that in a second. And he called her Nadia. So she was still Nadia after she took that serum. Like none of her memories were gone. She was still Nadia. Her memories need to come back. I hope they resurface so we find out more about what happened after she took that serum, how she felt. Because she probably thought that Luke had abandoned her, because I mean, I'm assuming that's probably what they told her. Like, how did they manipulate her to go and to train? It seems like the way that the Daedalus Project, how they train their children and everybody that they experiment on is pretty harsh. So how did her memories get wiped? That's a question. If the serum didn't do it, then who did it? And how did they do it? So I want to see more memories of her and Nadia when she went into the Daedalus Project, but I also want to see more memories of her and Luke and like when they first met. Like I would love to see like that first moment when they first met and just more of like their story like before she became Evie, because I love the little snippets we got here and there in this book where we went back and they got the scene of their first kiss. Like that was just so cute. Like Luke being like lovey-dovey is just weird, but it's like also like really cute at the same exact time. So like the mutation, it's kind of like a virus. Are they giving it to people? Okay, so they're giving it to people, but it's also being spread throughout the air. And so when I was reading this, like I haven't got my flu shot, which I probably should have. So they were saying like people who haven't got the flu shot yet, like I mean they could be prone to getting this like virus. Like if I was living in this book, like if I was a character in this book, if I was just like an unknown person in their school and I didn't get my flu shot, I could be one of these freaky little creature thingies. At that one point in the book where her friend Coop was in the school and that drone picked up on alien DNA, my mouth dropped. Like what the crap? What is going on? Like is he a Lux? Is he an Arrow? I'm like what is happening? I still like there was just so many like little moments like that one. Like that was such a big twist that happened in the book that just kept me on my toes, and I was just like, oh my god, what is going on? I don't even know. And then April attacked her, and then like all this stuff happened and Sylvia died, and then we kept getting attacked. That's one thing that like I don't know, like I'm kind of scared because they went to the community where Damon and Kat and all these people are living, and it's just really strange to me that they kept moving locations and they kept finding her. So I'm thinking that like she's got like some kind of tracker in her and they're tracking wherever she is going. So she's at the community right now where families are completely settled down and they think that they're safe, but I don't think they're safe because Evie is there, and I'm thinking that she has a tracker, and so they're gonna track her there, and it's probably gonna be not good. Not good at all. The Daedalus Project people are after Evie. My guess is it's because she's a very powerful mutated human. Maybe she went through the training process and all these other people haven't. It just seems like there's a lot building up and there's other people being mutated in the world. What is this purpose? Like what is the purpose for this? They want to take over the world, but like how is this gonna help? Like what are they gonna do? Like be your soldiers? Like it seems like once they are mutated, they're not even human and they kill literally everything in sight. So like what is the point of having these people in your, like, I guess like having these people like in their control if they can't control them to do what they want? So I'm just kind of like not really understanding that at all. So maybe Jason Dasher is the only person that can control these mutated humans. And I knew he was alive. I knew it. I don't know if I said it in the last video of the first book, but like I didn't buy it that he was dead, because like she kept hearing that voice inside her head and I was like, it's Jason Dasher. Like I know it's him. Like there is no way that he is not alive. Also, another character I want to talk about, Grayson. I don't know if I like him or not. I don't know, I don't trust him. Like, no, I get this sense like that he's kind of in love with Luke or something, or that like there's something going on, like either like he's like really in love with Luke, or he's like protective of Luke, or I don't know, there's something. He really hates Evie for some reason. I don't want him to be evil. I don't want him to be untrustworthy. Like, I have a feeling he might be going behind everyone's back, and like, cause like how are they finding her? Like, and it doesn't seem like Grayson likes her at all. So it's like, who is, either she has a tracker or someone is like going behind their back and like telling these people where she is, and like Grayson's the only one that's like really mean. Like he's so mean. Like he was telling her that she was like useless, but then it kind of looked like he was guilty. He felt guilty for saying that to her. I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to hear you guys' theories about him, because I don't want him to be evil. Like, I want him to be trustworthy, and I want him to kind of grow as a character. Maybe he'll meet someone and fall in love, and they'll tell him, hey, look, no more attitude. We don't like that. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts about this book. I feel like it was just a roller coaster. I enjoyed this book so much. I feel like it was just a great sequel, and just so many twists and turns, and like so many things that it's just like building up, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Let me know down in the comments below what your guys' thoughts are for the third book, and also what are your favorite moments in this book, and what are the twists and turns that shocked you. There's still so many questions like brewing in my head. I'm just so excited for the third book. Let me know down below what you guys think. So that's it for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!